Well, hello there. This is Matt Schnackenberg from KWWWWWWWWWWL, and we're here to talk about World War I.
I'm Joe Summers.
I'm Lion Rivers, also from KWWWWWWWWWWWL.
And like I said, we're here to talk about World War I, and we have a pretty interesting day lined up for you guys, so stay tuned. I'm Matt Schnackenberg, and if you haven't heard, it's been 100 years since World War I has been a thing, and so we're going to do a special feature here for you guys today. We think it began because of a thing called MANIA. It's like an acronym. It stands for Militarism, Alliances, Nationalism, Imperialism, and Archduke Ferdinand. And first off, we have militarism, which is big money into big armies. See, what they did was they put a lot of cash, spent a lot of their economy building up their army. See, they would build big armies, and there wasn't no war going on there.
Yeah, but they were certainly getting ready for something. They knew something.
Joe, they knew something was going on, so they would prepare armies, and certain enough, the Great War began.
Yep. And you see, like, it all had like a little butterfly effect here because there was a lot of alliances going on at the time because all these countries, they knew something was going to happen and they were scared, so they formed alliances.
They become buddies with each other, so when something did hit the fan, they were ready. See, an example of this would be Germany here. See, when Austria went to war with Serbia, Germany was allianced with Austria, so they were like, well, you know what, we're in the war.
We have to join.
And that was followed by France, Britain, Russia, America, Japan, Italy, Ottoman Empire, and so on and so forth. Everyone, baby. That's why it's called the Great War, World War I. Next, we have nationalism. Nationalism is pride for your country. See, every country had nationalism. Like when Lusitania was sunk for America, Americans wanted to go to war. They wanted to go to war because they had pride for their country. They didn't want Americans getting killed in a war they weren't involved in. And this created rivalries. There was a rivalry between Serbia and Austria-Hungary. They hated each other. The assassination of Archduke, which I'll get to later, was a big cause of that.
Yeah, next we got imperialism. And that's like, the gist of it is that countries are out there fighting for more land and gaining power against the weaker countries. And after everything broke out, that's why Germany started invading France on the Western Front, and that was just a whole big battle over there.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Joe. Next we have Archduke. Archduke Ferdinand was assassinated June 28, 1914, which was over 100 years ago. Same with World War I. See how that works? Assassination, World War I.
Just sparked the whole thing.
Sparked the entire thing. May not have been the only reason, but it was a big reason. That's mania. And now a word from our sponsors, Alan Iverson and Uncle Sam. Howdy there, I'm Alan Iverson.
And I'm Sam, Uncle Sam.
And we're here to sell you the best 5 weapons of World War I. We're going to start off with my favorite, the tank. This right here is an M3 Stuart, and this thing helped push the Germans out of France. You see, this thing would drive over trenches. It broke the trench stalemate. You could shoot crap. You could blow it up, man. This thing was awesome, man. Next, we got the rifle.
The rifle is your Enfield. You could shoot long range accurately over no man's land, killing a lot of soldiers with not too many of your own. And here, this submarine, people like this, because you could sink other ships with torpedoes, and no one knew you're coming. You're completely undetected. And then we're on to the fighter plane.
The fighter plane. You see, this thing was invented by the Wright brothers. You see, this thing could drop supplies, bombs, anything behind enemy lines. This right here would fly just like so. It would take off. And it would. This is a trench right here. Just nothing you could do about it, Uncle Sam. One thing you could do about it, and it would just like that. Now, next, we have gas. Mustard gas. You see, this thing would shot over like that. It would be shot out of artillery. You see, this thing would make you go blind. You wouldn't see it, or feel it, or hear it, or nothing. It was not there, but it was there.
Jeez, Hitler even got hit by that.
Hitler went blind. He went blind. He had bumps all over his hands. Blind. Get yourself some today, because it's fun making people go blind. Alright, next we're going to go over war at home. And we split this up into 4 points. We split it up into changes for women, changes for African Americans, government propaganda, and new government acts. Alright. Well, the first one we're going to do is the acts, and the first act was the Espionage Act, which essentially made it a crime for any person to speak out against the war. And then this was later followed by the Sedition Act, which it was kind of the same thing, you see, Joe, but it was on it was a higher, more severe penalty. Like this one was for acts, not just speaking out against it, like protesting it, like with signs and stuff. So I mean, they went hand in hand, but
Very similar.
And then the next three we have special features for you. So. Come and do your bit. Join the war today.
Alrighty, now we're going to talk about the U.S.'s involvement in World War I. Now, you see, it all started off, this war had nothing to do with us. It was a whole ocean away, so we just, why get involved? Let's stay neutral,
We were staying neutral, but you see, there were three big reasons on why we did end up eventually getting involved in the war. And one was the Zimmerman telegram.
Oh, big one.
Joe, explain that a little bit.
Well, the Zimmerman telegram, you see, Germany, it started off, they wanted to distract us by
keep us out of the war.
Yeah, like keep us out of the war. So they told Mexico that they'd fund an invasion for them to help reclaim some of their land back.
Like Texas and Arizona and New Mexico.
And when we intercepted that telegram, and we weren't too happy about it, so we went and did something about it over in Germany.
Now, another reason was the sinking of the Lusitania. There was 100 Americans on that ship, and see innocent people. And the big debate is, what they said was that the Lusitania was secretly holding ammunition and whatnot. But the thing is, the Germans did not know that. At first glance, it looked like a cruiser. So they sunk it, and Woodrow, being the man he is, was pretty pissed off about that. Released it to the public. People found out. People were mad. But that was not one of the biggest, because we didn't go to war with them for another whole year.
It was a good year or two, yeah?
Yeah, it was quite a bit of time that passed. So it was not the biggest reason, but it was definitely played its part.
Big factor.
And the third reason is, well, we had money over invested in Britain before the war. So when Britain went to war, we thought it was necessary for us to go to war in order to, keep our money, protect our money, and make money. So right there are the three reasons we entered the war. And next, we're going to move on to Russia and why they left the war. I mean, we had an interview earlier with Vladimir Lenin, but Joe, go into depth on why Russia was
well, you see here,
gone, like why they leave.
Russia, eventually, they just had enough, and they lost a lot of land, and they were losing resources, and eventually enough's enough, and they just had to leave, I guess.
See, not only with that, but Germany, what they did was they used a weapon that we've never seen before. It was not gas, it was not tanks, it was not planes, it was not manpower. It was the single fact that they sent Vladimir Lenin over there into Russia. Started an uprising. He met with Joseph Stalin, like he said in the interview.
Yep.
And he single-handedly raised an army, overthrew the government. It became communist. The Soviet Union was born. And that is why Russia left the war.
Alright, this just in. We've just uncovered some exclusive footage of the Treaty of Versailles.
I think you boys are going to like this one out there.
Now let's cut our special feature. Where's Woodrow at? Of course he's late.
Jeez, couldn't show up to World War I on time? What else is new?
Oh, Woodrow, man. Look who's at
Sorry, boys. Sorry I'm late.
Woodrow.
Sorry, Austria. Sorry, Italy. Sorry, boys. My ship got caught in the docks, I had a, attach her, and I had to help do that. So.
Excuses.
Sorry, boys. All right.
Get talking.
Let's get this Treaty of Versailles underway. All right, I want to propose to you boys something I'd like to call 14 points. All right, here I go. Number one, I want peace negotiations before war from now on. All right, none of that stuff, none of it after like this. We're going to eliminate it. We're going to do it before the war. Number two, ships can sail anywhere. They can do whatever they want. No more policy of unrestricted warfare. Number three, free trade anywhere. You can trade wherever you want, whenever you want. Number four.
Crazy. None of this is going to happen.
Now hang on, boys. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. This is what we got to do to defang Germany and make this world a better place, safer place. Number four, no more militarism. We want to cut the military in half. No more of this building giant militaries if there's going to be no war. All right? Number 5, every country can be independent if they want. We're going to split Austria-Hungary into little countries like Poland and Austria on its own. Number 6, leave Russia alone. Let them return to normal. They have their own economic, whatever they're going through, all right? They're going through revolution. We're going to leave them alone. No invading, none of that. Number 7, Belgium restored. We're going to fix them back up to what they once were. They got destroyed pretty bad in that war.
Good luck with that.
So, just hang on, guys. Number 8, Germany will leave France and give their land back. We're doing that no matter what. Number 9, the border will be redrawn based on nationality. No more of this, because we invaded you, we're sending everything back to the way it was. Number 10, Austria-Hungary's new countries will be left alone. No more invading them. They will be independent based on my other rule I said before. If you're independent because you want to be, you will stay independent. I will have a say in that. All right, number 11, the Balkan states will be reconstructed back from the ground up. They were destroyed pretty badly too. We're going to fix them. Number 12, Turkey is a new country and will be left alone. It is independent. Don't need to say anything else. Number 13, Poland's created to create a gap between Russia and Germany. And number 14, the most important is the League of Nations, boys. What do you guys think?
Ooh, that one doesn't sound too bad.
What about the whole thing? What about the whole thing?
I'm afraid you can't make all of them happen.
That's just too perfect. It will never happen.
Let me propose a deal for you boys. How about I'll drop the first 13 with, you know, maybe we'll do some of one, some of the other, like defang Germany and such, but for the most part, we just need this 14 to go through. League of Nations, we need it.
You got yourself.
All right.
Make a deal.
Thank you, boys. No, where'd Japan go?
Did you see it? I didn't even know this.
Oh, well, all right, boys. See you later. Next, we're going to talk about the treaty effects and how it affected Germany, United States, Russia, and World War II. You see, it affected World War II because every country went into this treaty wanting a little more land, wanting a little more money to be paid back for the lives they lost, and nobody really got what they wanted. So a lot of countries they left it pissed off, mad, and that led to World War II. And in order to talk about Germany, United States, and Russia, we have a few guest speakers, and you want to tell them who it is?
To learn more, we're going to be interviewing Woodrow Wilson, Adolf Hitler, and Vladimir Lenin.
So stay tuned because it's going to be a good one.
Hello, I'm Lion Rivers, and for today's interview, first we'll be interviewing Adolf Hitler.
Why thank you there, Lion Rivers. It's a very honor to be on your show.
Honor to meet you, sir.
Thank you.
Hitler, how did this Treaty of Versailles affect you?
Well, it affected me, you see here, because many people do not know this, but I was in the war. I was in the war on the trenches. And you see here, I was a messenger boy. You see, I would run around and deliver messages from trench to trench. And then, you know, as the war went on, I realized I need to get in the war. So I grabbed a gun and I was fighting, and then all of a sudden, mustard gas. Mustard gas hit me, and I could not see through my eyes, you see. I went blind because of the mustard gas, yes. And it was in there for a week, and I could not see it. But I was in the hospital, and someone was reading a newspaper to me, and they told me that Germany had lost. And I said to myself, this is outrageous, because Germany is the more advanced of the nations, and we should not lose the war. And now we have to pay $33 billion in reparations, and I cannot do this. And I've been thinking, and I'm starting a political group, and we will build Germany up to the power it once was, and we will create the Reich.
Lion Rivers here, coming at you live once again. Here, we are going to be interviewing Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow, have a chair.
USA! USA! USA!
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Now, Woodrow, how did this treaty affect you and your country?
Well, you see here, America, after that big road win down there in Germany, we're kind of becoming a world superpower now, and We're really rolling in the Benjamins, you could say.
Hundreds?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And much more where that came from.
I see. Nice.